Many people smoke, some people die. That's all you need to know about smoking. You know something is addictive when Adolf Hitler tries to ban it but fails miserably. Oh yes, you heard me right. In the 1930s and 40s, the Nazi regime worked extensively towards reducing the number of smokers in the country by restricting the use of tobacco products in public places and banning advertisements. However, none of these measures made any progress. The only time Germany saw a decline in the sales of cigarettes was during and immediately after the war, but that was only because the war had tarnished the German economy and people had no money to buy cigarettes. As soon as the economy recovered, the sales of tobacco products skyrocketed and the tobacco industry quickly became a multi-billion-dollar industry. How do you market smoke that has about 200 zillion chemicals and your only slogan is smoking kills? Oh, but it turns out the global tobacco industry, even amidst COVID, produced nearly 6 million metric tons of tobacco in the year 2020. And that's due to COVID. Before COVID, this was way higher than 6 million metric tons per year, and some years even saw production over 7.5 million metric tons. That's about 150 billion US dollars. Now, these numbers are super scary. How? How do they make this happen? It turns out it's possible. But you need a chemical called nicotine and unprecedented and genius marketing strategies by your side. The tobacco industry has always had some of the finest advertisements and product placement strategies. Even today, when they cannot advertise their products, they regularly come up with unique ways to market their products. Look at this. No one said Marlboro here. You can read it though. For the record, it was a barcode. Product placement at its finest. This particular ad is from the year 1970.
Come to where the flavor is. Come to Marlboro country.
Lifestyle ad was new at that time. They nailed it with this one. From that to this, they know how to sell cigarettes. That is the primary reason why they have consistently been able to sell over 150 billion US dollars worth of tobacco products worldwide every year. The government doesn't want you to die of lung cancer. They can squeeze you to death in numerous other ways. But the money is good. Same thing with liquor. They just can't lose the tax money that this business brings. That can only mean one thing: excessive taxation. That way, the companies, in order to accommodate the new increased expense, raise the price of the cigarettes. A good number of smokers who cannot afford cigarettes anymore because of the increased price will quit smoking. Yay! But since the price of the cigarettes is high, even with declining sales, the companies make greater revenue. Same thing with government. Because of increased taxation, the government end up earning more from the companies than before. This way, everyone wins. You would think so. But no, the government and the companies win, but I'm worried about the people though. You see, legal or not, there is always cheaper tobacco products available in the market. Also, even with the increased price, millions of smokers can still afford cigarettes. Also, it's hard to regulate the sale of something when consumers are willing to prioritize it over baby food. It also doesn't help that the movie industry glorifies and promotes it at any cost. So now, since the tobacco industry will make it sure that every year over 150 billion US dollars worth of tobacco is sold to the consumers, what does this mean to the end users? Well, wait a second. In case you didn't know, there aren't many different market players involved in the industry. all the various kinds of brands that you buy and try, yeah, they are all owned by the same people. So back to our main question, what does all this mean to the end user? Yeah, you're screwed. If you smoke, it doesn't look good, the stats is not on your side. But look at the bright side. In a world where even the soft drink companies are afraid of losing their goodwill and work super hard towards maintaining this goodwill, usually by diversifying into other areas, mostly sports, and talking about a very healthy lifestyle, which is also the reason to be in sports, imagine what all this means to the cigarette companies. If you Google the name Philip Morris International, which is one of the largest tobacco manufacturing companies in the world, you will see this. Then there is ITC, Imperial Tobacco Company, which renamed to just ITC Limited so that it has no longer the word tobacco or cigarette in it. Another successful method they employ is to create lifestyle brands based off of their cigarette brands. So in short, the cigarette companies today want to sell cigarettes, but they no longer want their cigarette brands to be associated with cigarettes. That's what smoking is it today. That is what cigarettes mean even to the tobacco companies. That child has grown, no one likes him anymore. He has been in and out of jail many times, got restraining orders from all the neighbors. You sadly happen to be childhood friends with him. Maybe it's time for you to walk away from this guy. There are a lot of videos on YouTube that talk about cigarettes, how to quit smoking, what happens to your body when you quit smoking, and I highly recommend you watch all these videos. However, the focus of this particular video is on those areas that those videos failed to cover. If there is no heroics associated with cigarettes, if there is no movie to market it, and if there is no nicotine already in your body, cigarette smoking is no fun. Tobacco for the company means money. For the government, it's money. But for the smoker, it could be death. If you smoke, you are a proud smoker in a world where the tobacco companies are ashamed of selling cigarettes. With certain nations envisioning a smoke-free tomorrow, the end is near. Hopefully you live to see that day.